Our speaker is Dr. Cyril Peter, Senior Proposal Manager at Lonza Pharma and Biotech. Please welcome Dr. Peter.
Good. Thank you, Anne, for the introduction, and welcome everybody to this short presentation here on navigating the road to commercialization together. And this journey analogy actually kind of matches up with my flight yesterday. I came in from Switzerland, and I was kind of fascinated. The plane takes off in Switzerland, then rides through around half the globe and arrives at San Diego Airport. And what seems so easy today, to take that flight and to travel half around the globe, can be compared to the journey that you want to take to get your drug to the market. The good news is it looks easy, and the better news is it can be made easy for you. Okay? So before I start, I have to present a slide for forward-looking statements. We're a publicly traded company, so please be aware of this legal entity. All right, so the frame for this presentation really is your product, and if I say you, I would address those among you that are, drug owners that want to go to market authorization. And if you're contract manufacturers like us, then you would be looking at the other bit. So when I talk about this road to the market, that you as a market authorization holder want to take along, it's a long journey. And after you put all your brains and all your knowledge into that molecule, you want to take it to the market, not only for your commercial payback, right? But also for the patient's benefit. And to get there, it's a quite long journey. So you need to make your drug. Actually, you need to manufacture it. You need to make a drug product out of it. You need to go through all your clinical trials. You need to generate all the data that you need to submit to the regulatory authorities to get your market authorization, right? So in this market authorization, two things come together, like two core concepts you need to demonstrate to the authorities, right? And one is, so what are you selling, or what are you going to sell? What is your molecule? How does it look like? What does it do? Is it safe? And these properties are commonly in regulatory speak called the CQAs, the critical quality attributes. The other part that you need to submit to the authorities is you need to explain how did you manufacture it. And this aspect is commonly described by the process parameters or the critical process parameters. And these two entities here kind of draw the line then to the road. And if you choose to work with a contract manufacturing organization like ourselves, then these two entities also provide some basis for the roles and responsibility during that journey. So you, as the sponsor, as a drug owner, you will own the know-how on safety, identity, efficacy, and quality. And quality in this case are these widely known entities of identity, purity, and biological activities. If you employ the services of a contract manufacturing organization, and you have the process developed, for example, by us, we would own the manufacturing process. We would then provide the evidence of the suitability of the process, the analytical methods, and the suitability of the equipment that we use to do so. And the regulatory papers are quite clear about the concept that CDMOs are extensions of the market authorization holder, and both are considered accountable when it comes to market authorization. So, and in this context, Lonza services kind of fit in your value chain, from your basic research, the disease discovery, the drug discovery, all the way to marketing and sales distribution. And we can provide you with our services here, everything that has to do with manufacturing. And these are either development services, like candidate assessment, cell line, strain design, process development, and so on, all the way through the manufacturing services of bulk drug product and active ingredients, bulk drug substance, and drug product. Okay? And this leads then to this journey analogy that this presentation is built on. Yeah? So you want to travel to the successful submission, and we actually want to do this together. Yeah? So we take your drug, and with our services, we can put together the successful submission. So, and what if we continue to use that travel analogy? What do we do when you go on a trip? You go to the PreBLA office and you buy a travel book, right? It describes you where you want to go, what you want to see, what are you taking out of your journey. Yeah? And this is really, where are you as a market authorization, and where do you want to go to? How do you want to travel that road? And the regulatory authorities are not very clear about what to do. They don't care if you take a car or an airplane or a train or go by foot or whatever. Yeah? But they are pretty clear what you need to show to them. Yeah? So you need to show that you understand the process. Yeah? That's the famous words of documented evidence, that the process can perform effectively and so on. Yeah? You also need to demonstrate process performance, and that means you need to confirm that the process performs effectively in routine manufacture. And even if the process then, if the product is on the market, we need to show that we have a reliable process maintenance system that maintains the product and the process throughout the life cycle. And these aspects are commonly kind of addressed in terms like early phase or late phase, or in process characterization in regulatory speak, or in process verification. Yeah? And what's behind those is a number of activities that come together when we design your travel together. Yeah? So we kind of design our activities down here to achieve whatever you need to do for your regulatory submission. Yeah, and so this is the development work, process analytics. Now we go through a risk assessment, and there's activities like process evaluation, edge case studies, analytical validation. In the end, we have performance qualification, also the regulatory submission of the document itself. And after the market entry, the ongoing process verification. And of course, through all these activities, we must not forget that the sponsor, yeah, and you as the drug owner, you provide input through the CQAs into all these activities. Yeah? So your critical requirements, your quality requirements, drive all these activities. Yeah? And if we talk about late stage, yeah, so here's a couple of words that you may all have seen and dealt with before. And these activities actually can have quite a good implication on the effort that you need to spend, and the activities that you need to plan for in terms of schedule, budget, and timeline. And to help you, to give you a flavor what that planning could mean, I just take one example here for the process evaluation, or commonly known also as process characterization. This exercise can get very elaborate. Yeah, it can get very elaborate depending on your requirements. So what we typically talk about when we talk about process characterization is, how do we get from the whole range of parameters that define your manufacturing process, how do we get down to the design space? And here, again, we start with a wide range of parameters. We go through activities like the risk assessment, defining the potentially critical process parameters, then to the elaborate exercise of process characterization, defining in the end then the critical process parameters. And together with the limits, they will define the design space. And again, the critical quality attributes provide the input to define these activities here. And when you plan these activities, you need to balance your benefit, your interest. So what are you looking for? Your benefit typically are data depth, data quality, and the level of process understanding that you want to generate, you want to submit to the authorities. And you need to balance that against the scope of work and the duration, or in general, the effort that you need to put. It's a classical value-benefit decision, right? And this goes through all the other stages that I've shown to you, and this can be a quite large and complex road to navigate. And to help you navigating it, we have established the so-called PreBLA program for the commercialization and late-stage activities. And BLA is, of course, an FDA term, but it applies just as well to the EMA, to market authorization applications, or any other market, any other regulatory bodies. And the system is always the same. So basically, we would, if you chose to work with us, we would like to engage together with you on this. And there's the 5 steps. Here, the first step is, if we use, again, the journey analogy, as the first step is that we sit down at the table and write the travel book. We need to define where do you want to go, what are your timelines, and so on and so forth. This sets the frame. In the second step, we will be drawing the map. How are we specifically getting there? What kind of areas do we need to look at? This is what we call the meeting of minds. And this meeting of minds here defines then the scope for the risk assessment, where we really prepare for the trip. Now we check is the car all right? Is the oil good? Is it filled up with gas? Are the tires right? Is everything packed? Do we have sunscreen and everything? And in process engineering, of course, it's then the risk assessment, where we go through each individual process step and analyze what does it do, what does it for, where are the risks, what's the equipment with it, and so on and so forth. And this risk analysis allows us then to focus really on those items of the whole process that are critical, and that defines then, in a detailed build, defines the specific stages that we are looking at. If we're prepared for the trip, then we can jump in the car and hit the floor with the gas panel and go into project execution, and it's that smooth travel of getting to a destination fast and easy. So this program is underlined by a wealth of Lonza experience. So we have supported over 250 clinical programs by the end of 2016, over 190 in large molecules, over 60 in small molecules. Of all those medicines that Lonza manufactures, more than 50 are commercially, 31 in small molecules, and 20 in large molecules, across all the technologies and modalities that we are able to supply to you. It also feeds into those accelerated approval timelines, like the breakthrough therapy designations for novel commercialized medicines, and of those that were designated between 2013 and 15, Lonza was involved in 43% of those medicines. From those medicines that have been FDA-approved biologics since 2011, Lonza was involved in of about 40% of those. And this experience can really then provide you with the benefits from high quality, a cost of goods benefit, and fast project completion, give you the benefits for the time to market, the trust and quality, at affordable costs. And again, your drug with our services, not only for your commercial success, but ultimately for the patient benefit. Lonza Biopharma, the Biotech vision is to deliver the medicines of tomorrow, today. We do this on 3 continents, on 15 sites, across 7 modalities or technologies. We sell research products, process development, and manufacturing services. Together with our industrial sector, We generated 4.1 billion Swiss francs of sales in 2016. And you see the other numbers where we provide the industry with our services since 1897. With this, in the end, we're closer than you think. Yeah, and I'm here for the rest of the conference. Please feel free to ask me any questions that you may have. Stop by our booth, which is closer than you think. It's right here in the back. Lonza, 1125. And thank you very much for your attention. Yeah, good, excellent. So, and just let me know that I'm really good. So fast speak. There's time for some questions if you have any. Please. Device filling. Yeah, fill in finish operations are part of our service package. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Testing, analytics like release testing. Yeah. So like the drug, we have this service area for drug products, and these have basically three pillars. Yeah, so the formulation development, the fill and finish, primary packaging. Yeah, so and the functional testing would be then part of that. Most likely, yes, and I invite you to our booth so you can speak with our experts on that. Yes.